Good morning. So today I'm running my first half mara. It's not really a big deal, but for me it is. It's the longest distance I've ever ran. So I'm into like 9 weeks of training at the moment, and we're at half a mara. So today I'll be doing half a marathon. Next week I'll be doing half a marathon, and then incrementally increasing the distance to eventually a full marathon, and then I've got bigger goals after the full marathon. I'm actually looking forward to it. I've been excited about this run all week. I hope it all goes well. I've got my energy gels prepared for the run, for when I get hungry or for when I need that extra motivation, or just to get my mouth wet or my throat wet. I find these are really good. So I'm just really keen to get it done, get it checked off my list. So I'll be running from, if you're familiar with Melbourne or the northern suburbs, I'll be running from Craigieburn all the way to Essendon. It's 21.1 Ks, I think. That's how much half a marathon is. I don't know. Super keen. So I just woke up. It's like 39 degrees today, Celsius, which is really, really hot. So it's almost 7:30, trying to get out for the next 2 to 2.5 hours. It's not going to change temperature. It's going to be 25 degrees Celsius. So woke up early to beat the heat. So I've got to go now. Let's get it done. We're leaving the front door, and in 2.5 hours we're going to be at Essendon. G'day guys, welcome to another episode on Look Up with Beau. So throughout my life I've been through many phases, and I usually go in and out of phases of trying new things. Some things stick, some things I just don't do anymore. But one thing that's always stuck with me has been running. I've always loved to run, but I've never taken it very seriously up until this point. So this video is just a beginner's first half marathon. So I'd like to begin this video by stating that I'm a complete beginner. I'm a very average runner. If anything, my pace is way below average. But what I have told myself is what's most important is finishing what you said you're going to do. Now that might not be in a time space that I wish that I could complete it in, but in saying that, I am just a beginner, and I've gone into this half marathon with about 10 weeks of training. So if you clicked on this video because you've just started running and you'd like to know how to get into a half marathon, or you're running at the moment and you've done half marathons, you've done marathons, or you've even gone above an extra and you have done ultra marathons, and you just kind of wanted to see my perspective of running, you've found the right spot. So throughout this video, I'm going to show you myself vlogging throughout the half marathon and kind of what I was thinking throughout the run, and just pretty much how I got through the run. We're about 4 Ks in, and as you can see, I'm sweating more than what I usually sweat because it's already so hot. This one's a pretty hard run. For some reason, I'm stuck in my head. But that's why I come out here, to put myself in hardship, to face the darkness that my mind creates, and to fucking come out on top. We've got 16 Ks left. I'd like to begin with how I first started training. So this was me about 1.5 years ago. And the reason I started to exercise was because I didn't like my outer appearance. I didn't like the weight that I was carrying below my stomach and in my chest. So I just started to incorporate cardio into my daily life along with a balanced diet. And that was just for the goal of losing weight. So how I started was I just started walking on the treadmill for about half an hour per day for about 8 weeks. And within 8 weeks, I had completely shaved off all the weight, and I was in a very good and positive mindset to continue on. After 8 weeks of training, I started to get bored of walking. I just didn't find it challenging anymore, and I wanted more of a challenge to test my new physical capabilities. So I started weight training, strength and conditioning, and doing like F45 CrossFit type of training just to test my limits and to push myself further than what walking would have pushed myself. So I stuck to weight training for about a year and a half. until I wanted to get back into doing cardio again. And I knew this was going to be a challenge because my fitness levels were completely low. So I downloaded the Nike running app, and that gave me pretty much an 18-week plan to run a marathon. Now, when I downloaded the app, my goals and intentions weren't to run a marathon, but I saw there was a training plan for it. So I just clicked on it and I'm like, let's do it. And since then, I've not missed a session from the Nike running app. And a really good thing about the Nike running app is that it introduces you slowly into longer distances. So the first distance I ran was 10 minutes, and that was just like a loop around my block. And I was out of breath and I was thinking, how is a marathon possible? And then later that week on a Sunday, the Nike running app told me to run 5 kilometers, and I thought, I'm probably gonna hurt myself doing this because 5 kilometers is so long and I haven't ran that far in so long. But what the training sessions throughout the week did was strengthen and condition my muscles, my bones, and also my mindset to be able to hit 5 kilometers. And going on a 5 kilometer run after not doing it for so many years gave me such a confidence where I could say to myself, damn, I did that. What's next?
We're about 6 Ks in, and we're in Greenvale, and I've just started to wake up a little bit, and my body's feeling like a well-oiled machine, just step after step, just like I'm breathing, like it's natural. So feeling good, don't want to speak too soon, but loving this run. It's always around this point when I start to feel good about the run. But long way to go. Got like another 14 Ks.
Throughout my weeks, I have 3 recovery run sessions, and at the moment, this week, my recovery running sessions was 1 for 45 minutes, 1 for 35 minutes, and 1 for 30. And that kind of allows me to go the pace that I want or the distance that I want of whatever I'm feeling that day. It can be an easy run, or if I'm feeling super motivated, it can be a faster run. But that's the good thing, is that it depends on my mood and how I'm feeling on that day. So I can kind of set my own limits. And then I've got a speed run, which can either be fartlek training, which is going really fast, slowing down, and then going really fast again. And that's for a duration of whatever the app says. The last one was for 33 minutes. Another speed run could be running up hills. And another speed run, which I do not look forward to at all, are tempo runs. So this is for a dispersed distance at a very high level, so like at a 7 effort. So this week's speed run is going to be 8 kilometers at my 7 effort. And I find these harder than like the long runs, like the half marathon runs, because I'm really gassing myself. So what I find really important for these speed runs in preparation for the marathon that I'm training for is to make sure that I'm doing the right warm-ups, because the speed runs, they force you to go hard and fast very quickly. So if you don't warm into that by doing non-static stretches, such as moving around and getting your muscles stretched out, you can pull a muscle, or you can do even serious worse damage. So I'm really take time to step back and prepare for those speed runs. For the interval trainings and for the long runs, as I said, I'm just a beginner, so I would love some more expert runners, if you are watching this, to correct me. But my warm-ups for those kind of runs are just to start the runs very, very slow for the first 10 to 15 minutes. And that's kind of my warm-up. I don't really stretch, which a lot of people might say that I need to. At the moment, I haven't really found a need to stretch before these long runs, because I feel like my warm-ups are just taking it slow in the beginning and then feeling my way into the run.
Halfway point, 10 Ks in, 10 Ks to go, or 11 Ks to go. And yeah, just getting it done. Tired, feeling tired and sore, but what do you expect after 10 Ks? We've just reached Jacana, so Craigieburn to Jacana.
Well, from the northern suburbs from Melbourne, the distance of 21.1 Ks is from Craigieburn to Essendon, and I had a goal of completing it in under 2 hours, which is a very ambitious goal for a beginner runner, but I thought that I could do that just based on my training and kind of my pace. But this morning that I did the half marathon was really hot, so I allowed myself 20 minutes. So I wanted to complete the half marathon in 2 hours and 20 minutes. I did have a little bit of a sleep in because that night it was really hot and I couldn't go to sleep. So I ended up waking up at 6:30 to get out the door by 7 because this was going to be a 39-degree day. And I checked the temperature and it was 25 degrees from 7 till 9:30. So I thought that was a perfect little gap to run the 21.1 Ks without getting too dehydrated and sunburned. I made a huge rookie error in this run and I didn't bring any water. I'm not taking water on this run, and I can hydrate myself with these. They're like small and you can put them in your pocket. I only brought energy gels thinking that these energy gels would be enough to hydrate my entire run, but about 9 Ks in, I was looking everywhere for a water tap. Like, it's so crazy how you appreciate water when you are so thirsty. Like, the feeling of being thirsty and then having water to replenish your hydration is just the most amazing feeling. There's no words to explain it. And I knew that, like, when I got the water, I'd feel so much more better and be able to run. So up until 10 Ks, I was struggling a lot, and I think that was mainly because I was very dehydrated until this clip here. Oh God, I've had to do it. Like the heat's just got to me, so I didn't bring any water, stupidly. I had to make a pit stop in someone's front yard, sorry. We've got about another 10 K ahead of us. I hope I don't get a stitch from this. I found a water tap in someone's front yard. That's how desperate I was, that I ran into someone's front yard and just put my head under the water and like demolished that water, not caring if anyone was looking. And after that 2 minutes of just drinking water, I felt like I was fresh again and ready to go and hit the next 10 kilometers. So from 10 kilometers to 8 kilometers, I found a really nice rhythm, and I felt like that I was running very strong and thoughtlessly. 15 kilometers in, and I feel like I've found a really good rhythm, like a nice flow. It's just, I'm able to talk and just feel comfortable. So I'm gonna take it at this pace all the way to 20 and enjoy this run. It wasn't until about that 18 kilometer mark, which I've never ran up to before, that I really found myself going into a dark place in my mind. Pretty much halfway to the city, 18 Ks in. And you might hear a lot of runners talk about this. It's hard to explain, but once you get into the dark place in your mind, it can be very hard to get out of, and all you want to do is stop. I was leaning and focusing in on the pain instead of other thoughts that usually carry me out through my run. And some of these thoughts could be like, I'm young, I'm strong, I'm capable, I can do this, I have a goal, I have reasons why I want to accomplish a goal. And these thoughts can carry me throughout a run. But when you get trapped into the thought of, this is painful, I don't need to be doing this, what am I trying to prove? Those thoughts can really, really slow you down and also make you want to stop. But I continued on, and I carried on for 3 kilometers with these thoughts, and they were the longest 3 kilometers I feel like I've ever run, because to be trapped in those thoughts for so long was not nice. And it wasn't until the last maybe 500 meters until I came out, because I knew that I was approaching the end of half a marathon, which is the longest run that I'd ever done, and in pretty good timing. Let's go. Craigieburn to Essendon, half marathon completed. The last 3 kilometers of that run was torture. That was the hard part that I was looking for. On Pascoe Road, the last 3-4 Ks, it was just all uphills and very hilly, and the sun has just like dehydrated the absolute shit out of me. But we got it done. Like, I fought through that and just took it one step at a time. What a run. It was like so many battles I went through in my own head just to get here, which like just makes me love running so much. And I always look forward to these long runs, but completed.
No
tick.
train. No train.
No train?
No train.
What do I do? I just ran from Craigieburn to Essendon and I have to run back now. Bus replacement.
The whole line. Where do you have to get to?
Craigieburn.
Craigieburn. Oh, I don't know. You need the replacement bus.
Oh, fuck. There goes my Sunday. Oh. Oh, no. Beautiful, man. So training for this half marathon has been like pretty full on. Nothing that I can't handle though. I love the training routine of running towards a big goal because yeah, it gives me structure and routine throughout the week, and that's something that I crave, and it gives me purpose. I feel like it gives me a lot of purpose to wake up and to achieve new goals. Like for the past 8 weeks, it's been 5 days per week, which is pretty much every single day of waking up and going for a run, which I love and I wouldn't have it any other way. I knew this run was coming up, so about 3 weeks ago, I bought some good shoes that is going to support the shock and impact that I'm getting from repetitively hitting the pavement. I just got a pair of Asics. They were about $160, but as soon as I put them on in the shop, I knew that these were the shoes that I wanted to rock with because they just offered so much support and they were very cushiony. So I feel like having good shoes is very, very important for long runs to prevent shin splints because of the impact and shock that's coming through your heel, that's running up your leg, that can cause tiny little tears and fractures within the bone of your calf muscle up here, your shin pretty much. So you're trying to reduce that impact as much as possible by getting those cushiony shoes, and it's only a small investment to looking after your feet and your leg health during running. So if anyone's thinking about getting into running and clocking long distances or repetitively going for runs every single day, I really do recommend getting good running shoes. As for nutrition, I need your guys' help as much as possible because after long runs, I feel like I'm just grabbing everything, mainly carbs, to replenish myself, and I don't have a set diet yet. It's the most satisfying. Oh. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna replace the calories that I burned. Craving a kebab, and yeah, so I might grab one of those on my way back home, and yeah, then pick up the boys and head to the beach. And I feel like coming into the marathon, that's going to be very important to have a set, structured diet. So if you guys can reach out to me, if anyone's been doing running before, and help me out with the diet, because I was doing a lot of weightlifting and weight training, and it was mainly protein that I was like getting into me, but now it's just kind of messy and everywhere. So I would really love some opinions and kind of just some advice on some diet and nutrition. If anyone out there has some, please come and help me out, because I am doing this on my own at the moment. I don't have a team behind me, and it's something I hope that will come along, but at the moment I don't. So yeah, if anyone has any advice on diet and nutrition for running and can potentially write me up a meal plan, I would like really appreciate that, and it will help me get to the goals that I want to achieve. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and this was just me, a beginner, a very average person, completing half a marathon unofficially. Also, before I end this video, I just want to give a massive shout out to my brother Luke. Thank you so much for letting me use your camera and giving quality content to the audience. Yeah, you're a very generous brother, and I love you very much. Yeah, sorry guys, the camera overheated, so I'm just recording this outro on my phone. If you guys would like to watch more updates kind of on my running and kind of how I'm going, or just like more longer distances, comment down below, let me know. Otherwise, I'll stick to the regular type of content, but yeah, running is something I'm very passionate about. Yeah, so I just want to thank you guys all again for watching and checking out and staying up to date with my life. I hope in some way this helps to improve your life and to get yourself out there and to do things that scare you or challenge you, because I feel like that's the way that we grow. Other than that, I just want to let you know that if you are down and out or you're in the depths of despair, always remember to look up. It just feels so good to know what it's like to be like so thirsty, and just like refilling, eat some really good food, and probably go to the beach with my brothers and a few friends and just kick back and enjoy the rest of the day. So the train's cancelled on me and I had to wait like over an hour in the blistering sun for the bus from Essendon Station. And then so it's a bus from Essendon to Broady, then a bus from Broady to Craigieburn, then a bus from Craigieburn to my house. So 3 buses it's taken me to get back home, which is a distance I ran, and it's taking longer to get back home by bus than what it took me to run from Craigieburn to Essendon. I'm just enjoying it. I'm fully hydrated now. I've like smashed so much liquid. Oh, that feels so good. Words can't describe. Oh, like, to know what it means to actually be so thirsty, it's just like the best, most satisfying feeling in the world. So I was going to go for a kebab, but I've opted for something more healthier. I think it's these small decisions that make a big difference and that really help with the recovery. So we've got like good carbs here. I've got sourdough bread in a cabbage salad mixed with tuna. So gonna smash these down.